The member for Greenway.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. In July 2012, the ACCC authorised the NBN Co Optus HFC subscriber agreement. And this was for the migration of Optus's HFC subscribers to the NBN and decommissioning parts of the Optus HFC network. I quote from the ACCC's statement: "The ACCC accepts that Optus is unlikely to undertake the large investment required to allow Optus to offer significantly faster products on the HFC network than those currently available. The Optus HFC network would, therefore, only provide a close substitute to the NBN for customers seeking broadband services at the lower end of the range of services that the NBN will support." Now, interestingly, Mr Deputy Speaker, I noted this fact in an opinion piece I wrote on the 14th of November 2013, following a visit by the now Prime Minister to Blacktown, part of Blacktown that happens to be in the member for Chifley's electorate. He basically came out and said, "Blacktown, you got it good enough, guys. You got it good enough." And he basically claimed there was no need for a fibre-to-the-premises NBN rollout in Blacktown for two reasons. Firstly, Blacktown is already apparently serviced by existing Optus and Telstra HFC infrastructure. And secondly, that speeds of 100 megabits per second are already available to end users from services currently provided over that infrastructure. Well, the chickens are coming home to roost, Mr Deputy Speaker. And as I noted then, the reality is that the end-user services provided over such cable technology are heavily user-dependent. The more users at any given time, the less speeds are available. The Optus HFC infrastructure in particular is not dimensioned for a significant number of users. In fact, the ACCC, as I just quoted, has recently stated that Optus is unlikely to make the investments to support higher speeds on its HFC network, and that Optus HFC doesn't represent a substitute for the higher speed services that Labor's NBN would deliver. In contrast, the services provided using fibre under the NBN are not as susceptible to speed degradation as the number of users increase. And on the issue of speed, while we're here, it is completely incorrect to make broad claims of 100 megabits per second being available under existing infrastructure. Such speeds are not available to all end users, which is why service providers use terminology of speeds up to. In fact, consumer complaints and investigation and enforcement are some of the reasons why those service providers don't even make the kind of broad claims that the then Communications Minister made then. And even the retail contracts of Optus and Service don't contain such speeds. And we're talking here about downloads. Well, what about the upload? What's the upload speed on the Telstra or Optus HFC? They would indeed be sued, member for Chifley. Generally, you'd be getting about 1 to 2 megabits per second if you're lucky. So as I said, these little chickens coming home to roost, As we have the headline from David Ramley, NBN faces double cost hit on ageing Optus network. And we know that the Prime Minister yesterday wouldn't or couldn't even support his own assertions made only a couple of years ago. I quote from David Ramley, "NBN Co spent $800 million, yours and my money, to buy and reuse Optus's cable network. Now it may be forced to invest another $375 million to rebuild parts of the fading network because it isn't capable of delivering high-speed broadband to enough people." What did the ACCC say in 2012? In 2012, we have known this for years. Under this Prime Minister, the cost of his second-rate NBN, in April 2013, he said it would cost $29.5 billion. In December 2013, he said it would be $41 billion. In August this year, it's $56 billion. And just have a look at what their rollout plan, released in October, is based on. As was very aptly said by the Shadow Minister, it's got a trajectory that even Evel Knievel couldn't jump, and it's predicated on HFC being a primary delivery mechanism for this. Predicated on HFC. This financial year, the NBN said it would connect 953,000 homes and businesses to the NBN in the fixed-line footprint, and in the next 2 financial years, ramping up to 6.2 million homes and businesses connected. Predicated on the HFC. This Prime Minister promised minimum speeds to everyone by 2016. These premises aren't going to receive the NBN until at least 2019 at the earliest. Meanwhile, residents in Blacktown, the member for Chifley's electorate and my own, await decent broadband services under this government.